So let me just jump in and share this. Again, send me some messages in a direct as well. I just cooked up this presentation this morning. And look, I just wanted to address this head on because I'm getting messages from all my old friends. Brian, are you okay? My mom messaged me. My dad messaged me. Everybody's like, Brian, are you okay? And also, all of our investors are messaging me saying, Brian, what's going on? And I thought, you know what? Let's just talk about it. And so tonight I want to talk about this under fire and unshaken, why Dubai's property market gets stronger from crisis. And again, this is something that's happened here over and over again. When you've looked at the major crises in the past 6 to 7 years, Dubai always ends up a winner. Look what happened in COVID. The whole world locked down, most places in a ridiculous way. Everybody moved to Dubai, and it was one of the briefest lockdown periods ever. It won. Then what happened? Russia invades Ukraine. Everyone comes here, Ukrainians, Russians, boom. So when the world gets stressed, people move here. Then you got October 7th attacks in Israel. What happens? People move here. Then recently, you've got taxes being increased in the UK, people move here. Every time there is a challenging world event, people move here. And as this region gets stabilized in the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to see more people in this region, even our friends from across the strait in Iran, they're going to move here because this really is the capital of capital. And it's proven itself over the last 3 days. Folks, this is the statistics, right? Check these numbers out. Over the last 48 hours, 708 Iranian projectiles were hurled at United Arab Emirates. That's 541 drones, 165 ballistic missiles, and 2 cruise missiles, right? And I've seen them come in. Double what hit Israel and 5 Arab states combined. Zero major damage. That is elite level. And you can see all the stats there on the bottom right. And I've seen it. I've heard it. I mean, I've been watching this and you've seen it on social. Now be careful what you believe on social because they'll take one clip and they'll play it 24 times. They'll also take old videos and play them. But if you go by the actual legit things that happened, what you see there is very, 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 very little collateral damage. I personally didn't even realize that the UAE had this type of missile defense system. It's on par with that of Israel, and I don't think any other nation actually has their whole country covered by it, but this place does. And as I speak a little bit more, you're going to understand why. Folks, here's a tweet from Pavel Durov. Do you guys know who this guy is? He's a billionaire who started the app called Telegram. And he's actually stuck in Europe this week. And he tweeted out, unfortunately, I had to leave Dubai for Europe a week ago. So I'm not only missing the free fireworks from Iran, but also exposing myself to greater risk. He said greater risk being in Europe. Given Europe's crime rates, Dubai is statistically safer even with missiles flying. Can't wait to be back. Of course, Elon, right? A centibillionaire and soon to be, I don't know, a millibillionaire, a trillionaire, said no country is perfect. Dubai and the UAE broadly are objectively safer and better run than many areas of Europe. You got billionaires talking about how they can't wait to get back here. And guess what? Billionaires listen to billionaires. More people will move here as the result of the last 3 days than of any other media event in the last 3 months. I know you might find that hard to believe, but I don't think there is any bad press. And I've been subject to some bad press when I ran for mayor of London. And at the end, more people know you and it actually works out. And I think that's what's happening here this week. This is an influencer who was here in town. He was walking around downtown last night by the Burj and he posted a video and was like, what's the drama? Like everything is fine. I just went out to dinner. And he made a really interesting comment that I wanted to highlight. Ian said, so not a lot of people know this, but India's Bollywood stars all live in Dubai. So do Russia's UFC guys like Chimaev and all those guys and their teams. European footballers live here. Tech CEOs, AI guys, crypto guys, bankers. The world's richest men and women live here. And so what he's saying is it's the safest place by default because you wouldn't skimp on defenses to protect trillions of dollars in elite cash flow. And that's exactly what the UAE has been doing. Quietly over the last 5 years, they've been building this whole defense system. And now they got to show it off. I didn't even know this was here, and I still wanted to move here. Boom. This is Andrew Tate's brothers, Tristan, who just decided he would ask Grok some things. And he said, how many people have been killed in Dubai from bombings in the last year? Zero. How many knife attacks have there been in London, my former home, in the last year? 14,800. Okay. And of course, Pavel, the billionaire, went into there and said, wow, that's a lot of risk appetite for people going to London. So again, it's just important to keep this in perspective. And of course, here's some stats today. My good buddy, Carl the Moon, crypto billionaire, he stayed the whole time. He could have driven to Oman and flying out in a private jet. And about Sunday, he was posting all the videos from his balcony. You could see all the drones. And he said, I'm staying. He's like, this is my home. I'm staying. And he walked outside with his watch and he said, if I walked around any other city right now, I would be in risk of being mugged or beaten up and my watch taken. He said, but I can do this here. Of course, flights started leaving Abu Dhabi just a few hours ago, which honestly blows my mind because that's 48 hours later than when we had incoming. And of course, you can see just people posting, as am I posting, walking around, seeing everything just pop back to normal. And of course, this is the letter that just blew my mind. But in retrospect, it doesn't surprise me because I live here. This is from the Department of Culture and Tourism, and it basically says, in light of the current circumstances, and given that some guests can't get out with their checkup date, we are kindly requested to extend their stay until they are able to depart. That could be a week, a month. They didn't even care. Please send all related invoices to our email address. That's it. That's it. They're not even saying that you need to get a receipt and prove that you were at the hotel. No, they just said, send us the receipts. I mean, I'm sorry. That's a gangster move. All right. That's called hospitality. And that's how this government rolls. They made that decision within 6 hours and now everybody's covered. They don't have to do that. I don't know of any other government in the world that would do that, but they do that here. And again, what's going on here is something that's very weird that's happening. And I'll get to that soon. And I'll talk about this. Over the past 3 days, I've seen this entire community here in the UAE, from expats to Emiratis, all come together. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of New York City after 9/11 because I was there. And what you found was all these people that before were walking by each other and never paid each other mind, they finally said, wait a second, we're a community. We are one. We're looking out for each other and we love this place and we're going to protect it. And that's what this place feels like. In fact, the Emiratis themselves are putting out messages like, wow, we never thought that you people that are living here in our country would have so much love for our country, would back it, would defend it, would stay here and tell everybody that this is a great place. And it's just become this crazy love fest. I'm getting retweeted by all these Emiratis when I'm putting videos out there. And the compliment of the day is when you get accused of being a paid influencer for the Emirates. That means you must love this place because people on the outside just can't believe this is real. But of course, I know it's real. And so I think the stock of this place just went up. And speaking of stock markets, the US NASDAQ and the S&P are down like 0.2%. So we thought this was just going to be some major global crisis. I knew the markets wouldn't be phased. They were down more last week on Wednesday when Jack Dorsey, former head of Twitter, decided to lay off 4,000 workers. So folks, this is the new normal. And as usual, when it comes to the media, be careful what you're told versus what someone is telling you on the ground. And that's me. Of course, in addition to that, we know that real estate here is breaking all records. And I believe these records will continue to be broken in every single quarter of this year. 500 sales of homes, each over $10 million in this last year alone. Incredible, right? This one villa was purchased in the Palm Jumeirah and 13 months later was sold at 118% profit. All right. These are the kind of deals that we're seeing. And of course, Dubai's ultra luxury property deals surged tenfold in 5 years. Tenfold. Numbers that are just hard to believe. And of course, I've spent the last 3 months here getting to know and investing in some of the greatest luxury transformation deals out there. We're putting millions of dollars of capital of our investors to work, and we're going to make a boatload of money this year, the next year, and the following years. And I always like to joke that, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to make one of those great house models, right, Nicolaj? You can see me there getting a little extra change for showing them off. It actually, maybe that is maybe my next career. We'll see. Folks, before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only, not intended to be investment advice. If you're looking for that, please go find a professional. Also want to give you this free video, which is how to invest in luxury Dubai real estate in 3 easy steps. I'll give you a link at the end of this. You can watch it for free. Who is Brian Rose? Why am I listening to this guy? Great question. Well, I've been around the block, all right? And by the way, I've been through some crazy stuff. I was in New York City during 9/11. I was in London during 7/7 when the bombs went off, right? I was in the middle of it for COVID, and now I'm here in Dubai. And to be honest, I'm glad I was in all of those places because I'd rather be here on the ground experiencing it with my people than be somewhere else and trying to assume what it's like. And I remember what those things are like. By the way, just for record, in New York City, 3,500 people died in one day and entire buildings came down. And that was New York City in the United States of America, right? That hasn't happened here. So just a little bit of perspective. But me, I spent 15 years on Wall Street and I was inside the real flow of capital. And what I learned very quickly on Wall Street was the people that made the big money, it wasn't the people that went to the fancy schools. It wasn't even the people with all the cash. It was the people that had access to deal flow. That's it. Were you on the inside of the latest, hottest deal or were you on the outside? And those are the guys that made money consistently over time. And it made me start to realize that if I could get into the right deal, I could make my partners wealthy. And that's what I started doing. Of course, I quit my job after I moved to London and spent time in Chicago and Tokyo. And in 2011, I became a YouTuber. I started London Real, probably the reason you're here. You'll probably watch one of our episodes or one of our movies. And I spent 15 years interviewing over 1,000 of the greatest minds on the planet, 6 documentary films, ran to be mayor of London twice. I did all sorts of crazy things and continue to do those things. And of course, the last 5 years, I've been here coming to Dubai and I've studied this city up close. I've been investing over $25 million into blockchain companies, and I've got to really understand what makes this market tick. And now we've got 1 billion views, 5 million followers, and one of the biggest media platforms in the world. Folks, I've had great mentors along the way. Does anybody know this guy here? Grant Cardone, right? He's got $5 billion of assets under management, all real estate properties in the US, and he's been a great mentor to me. This is Robert Kiyosaki. Anybody ever read his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Anyone? Chris, Jeffrey? It's an amazing read. You should go watch it or read it. Robert's a legend, and he only owns real assets. He owns gold, Bitcoin, and real estate. He doesn't believe in anything else. He thinks it's fake. This is Jim Rickards. He wrote a book called Currency Wars. He's considered one of the experts when it comes to financial war games, and he actually runs those with the CIA every single year. Jim's a legend. He's also a veteran on Wall Street. And of course, Dan Pena, the $1 trillion man. How many people here know Dan? Anybody here? Chris, Nicolaj? Yeah, Dan's a legend. I was here at his castle accepting an award to be on his Hall of Fame. I'm up there with all of his billionaires right now. And as I like to joke, this is the only known picture on file where Dan is actually smiling. He claims it's AI. We'll see, but he's trying to get it removed right now. He's going to court over this, I think. He doesn't want the world to get the wrong impression of him at this point. But Dan taught me how to pull the trigger, right? Stop researching it to death. He says research is procrastination in disguise. Anybody know what I'm talking about here? Anybody ever research an idea to death, Jeffrey, only to watch it go right in front of you? Oh yeah, let me check on the deal to see if it's the right thing. Oh, it's gone. And Dan taught me one thing. He said, high performance people make decisions based on imperfect information. Think about what I said there. High performance people make decisions based on imperfect information. When I heard about this luxury property niche 4 months ago in November, it took me about 2 minutes to decide I was moving here and we were going to go all in on this because I knew right away this was hot. And so if you get any type of inclination that what we're onto is hot, the sooner you pull the trigger, the more money you're going to make. And yet many of you watching today are going to watch this go by, just like you watch all the other opportunities go by. And you watch these people that are stupider than you and poorer than you and less connected than you make millions of dollars while you just sit there on the fence, right? And I've been there as well, all right? So I'm going after myself. But at some point, you're not going to live forever. And you don't want to be one of these 50, 60-year-old people that are broke as a joke. It's not a good look. It's an okay look around 25, 30, you can kind of get away with it. After that, not a good look. You know, your family, they deserve better. Folks, let's get into it. Why Dubai? Well, it's the #1 destination for global wealth migration, and it's going to go even higher after this week. Why? Well, people are moving here by the bushels, and the next slide I show you is going to blow your mind. #2, there's a severe shortage of turnkey luxury supply. What does that mean? That means ultra luxury villas where you literally turn the key, you walk in, and it's ready. The furniture is in there. The linens are on the beds. The cutlery's in the kitchen, and you're ready to go. You and your family, they're ready to go right away. This market is built for high performance returns. Why? There's zero personal tax. Anybody here have zero personal tax? Chris, Jeffrey, Nicolaj, Steve, legally? Legally? Wow, Chris, I won't report you. It's hard to find, and there's zero capital gains tax. You got that too, Chris? Yeah, I got to move where you're moving, buddy. That makes this a place that really moves. And of course, when people make money on their real estate, they keep all of it. Rapid economic growth, cash-rich international buyers, and that's how we're making our huge returns. Folks, 142,000 millionaires left their country last year. Can you see this diagram on the right? Where did most of them show up? Right here, baby, UAE. And why? Of course, we know why, right? Not only is it zero taxes, it's an entrepreneur's dream. It just is. Everything works. Everybody wants you to win here. Now look to the very bottom of that chart, and what do you see? The good old United Kingdom, my former home, 16,500 millionaires. How many billionaires left? How many $1 trillion of capital did they take with them, Chris? Right? And what's the Labor government solution? Let's increase taxes some more. That's what we'll do. Yeah, it's probably not working. But guess what? They're not going to figure this out for another 20 years. So this is all going one way, and it's going to get worse. And this is how we're going to make money. So what's a luxury transformation? This is the niche we're in. And by the way, just to be clear, we're not buying any random piece of luxury property. That's a fool's game. We have a very specific target and a very specific strategy. A luxury transformation is a targeted upgrade of a premium property, and I'll show you a case study next. What does that mean? We go in, we buy a villa that's old, 15 years old. We spend 12 months giving it a complete overhaul, and by then, a billionaire is ready to move in and pay top dollar, right? They don't want to do it themselves. They don't want to tell their wife it's going to be dusty for 6 months. That's a sure way of not moving the family. They want it done, and they're willing to pay a premium to make sure that it is. This is designed to match exactly what global buyers want, right? This is what they want, and they'll pay a premium just if you give it to them. And again, this is going to unlock significant value fast. Why? Quick turnaround time. Does that make sense, Chris, Nicolaj, Jeffrey? 12 months, right? If I can get you a 60% return in 12 months, which is our current deal, or I could get you, I don't know, 100% return in 3 years. Which one do you want? Hands up if you want the first one. Anybody? Or the second one? If you look at an annualized ROI, it's off the charts, right? And it's because we turn these around quick. And again, that's how we're getting these high performance returns. Folks, we're talking 40 to 90%, something I've never seen in my life. But what I want to do right now is I want to share for you something that I've been cooking up in the background that I really haven't shared with anybody. And that is a new reality show called Dubai Real. This is Brian Rose coming to Dubai in order to figure out what's going on in this market. And here's a little taste of what it looks like.
History is written by movements. Right now, the largest migration of wealth in modern times is underway, and Dubai is at the center of it. Not by accident, by design. Tax freedom, security, world-class infrastructure. The city isn't just growing, it's accelerating. You can feel it, the momentum, the ambition, the speed. While the West feels stuck in managed decline, Dubai is busy building the future. This city has positioned itself as one of the most dynamic property markets in the world. Built on infrastructure, leadership, and a long-term vision that's actually being executed. If you want exposure to this promising future, real estate is the clearest, most liquid way to express that conviction. And when markets move, luxury real estate moves first. But this is where things get complicated. Because this is a fast market, and not everything that glitters is gold. For every genuine opportunity, there's a shortcut. For every fortune, there's a fugazi. That's why I'm here, on the grounds, asking the hard questions, looking for asymmetric returns, doing the work most people never see. My job is simple: to multiply our money, protect our investors, and only position our capital where the upside is real. Because one thing is certain: this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And if we manage our risk intelligently, there is a lot of money to be made. This is Dubai Real.
I mean, come on. Come on. Raise your hand if that doesn't hype you up. Come on, Chris. Give me some love here. Right? And I'm not even showing you the next 13 minutes. It's even better. But I can't show it yet. We're probably going to drop this on Friday. But you literally see me on the ground, talking to the people, visiting the properties, pushing back on a bunch of the claims. And you can see the whole thing happen over 4 episodes. It's going to be dope. So that's what I'm doing here. And also, it's a great tool for you to see what we're doing. And one of the first deals that we're doing is also in that series. So you can literally see the anatomy of a deal and the completion of a deal. So yeah, look, this is what happens when you take a media company and you combine it with a venture capital firm. You get the best of both worlds, and that's what we're doing here. Folks, here's that case study I talked about. What we did was we took an ultra luxury villa on the Palm. The Palm is that man-made island that made Dubai famous about 20 years ago. But let's be honest, these things are a little old now. Some of these are 15 years old. We went in, we acquired a property for $7.1 million. Through renovations and the permits, we spent another 6.3. So the total investment was 13.4 million. We sold it 12 months later for 25.9. We made a 93.8% return. I wish it was more complicated than this, guys. It's not. It's this simple. Now, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy, all right? What I find here is the defining characteristic of the people that can pull these off. And by the way, I'm not doing these myself. We're partnering with people that do this. Is the design aspect. You can't have some goofball trying to make a luxury villa who doesn't know anything about luxury. Does that make sense to everybody? Jeffrey, does that make sense to you? And again, I've been in some nice places, right? Not just Peña's Castle, but I've traveled the world, 5-star hotels, the whole deal. But I haven't, been in a lot of $100 million houses. So even I'm learning what the top of the top end is, right? The Remedesio appliances in the kitchen and the different types of marble and like all the little details that money knows. And if you don't have that stuff, then you're just kidding yourself. And that's the thing about Dubai. There's actually a lack of ultra luxury supply. In a city full of bling, it's not the really high end stuff that they're making. And that's how we can jump in for this opportunity. Folks, the headlines just keep going. $1.1 trillion is going to be spent in this region in this brand new high-end ultra luxury wellness space. Again, the luxury villa resale market just hit $3.15 billion in 2025. And these are people that are buying completed homes. They're not buying for speculation. They're buying because they want to move here and they want to live here. Of course, the brand new Palm that's twice the size of the Palm behind me just started selling out homes for 5 million a pop, and there's a lot of them over there. And of course, everyone knows that Dubai outshines London, Miami, and Phuket when it comes to cities of choice. Now, in addition to the 500 sales of homes worth more than $10 million, we had another 70 properties worth at least $25 million. And again, we're going to continue to hit record highs this year. Of course, high-end luxury brands like Bugatti, Mercedes-Benz, and Lamborghini are now building their own buildings here, branded. And the Bugatti penthouse just sold out for $150 million, the largest sale of a penthouse in the Middle East in history. And of course, we also know that the luxury property is set for a sustained boom, and just lots of money is moving here, and everybody wants to buy something to live in. Folks, let's talk about the latest deal. We are literally closing this deal this week. I've got 3 more investors doing the KYC process, which is know your customer. And then we're signing documents, wiring money, and this thing is closed. All right. And what I love about this deal is it's actually inland. It's surrounded by greenery. It's in a beautiful neighborhood called Al Barari, which only has 170 maximum luxury villas. And it's where all the smart money goes. It's a premium transformation project, high demand location, perfect timing. And of course, it's almost completely full, but there actually still is a little piece left if anybody wants it. Folks, let's talk about my long-term plan. Because let's be honest, Chris, you're not going to want to come in and put in, say, I don't know, 20 grand and make 10 grand in a year and be like, I'm out of here. That's not a long-term wealth building strategy. But what is the fact that we compound these returns. So let's say our current deal is 60%. Let's say I only get you 50%. But what if we compound that every year for 5 years? This is where the magic happens. If you take that and you start off with $100,000, in 5 years, you'll have $759,000 or over 7.5 extra money because each return gets compounded and compounded and compounded. Now, look, at 5% a year compounding, it's a rounding error. At 50% a year, it's a complete game changer. This is my plan for my members. And this is how we're going to create generational wealth from something as safe to invest in as property. Folks, I want to show you a quick video of kind of what we're thinking about here. And sometimes I show a lot of diagrams and I forget to actually play a video of what we're really about here. But if you want to know a little bit more about kind of the whole thought process behind that, it's, hold on one second here. It's really about this kind of vision of what we're doing. And this is really what I'm thinking here.
Dubai real estate is exploding, and the biggest money is being made where almost nobody is looking, in premium luxury transformation projects that have historically delivered 40 to 90% annual returns. That is incredible. For years, these opportunities were locked inside private networks. You never saw them. You never had access until now. I've spent 15 years on Wall Street and 5 years studying Dubai up close. And today, for the first time ever, you can invest directly alongside my team. We have just received a brand new project with real potential for outsized returns. And early allocations always fill fast. Click the link and apply now. Your opportunity starts today.
Boom. And that's what we're up to, folks. It's pretty simple. Like I said, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. What's really helping us a lot here is our media platform, and I'll explain that. So how does London Real get access to these deals? Everyone's asking that. It's a great question. The truth is, folks, is that everybody in Dubai has money. So just because I walk in with $1 million check or a $10 million check or a $100 million check, that's like boring here, all right? The wealth here is just hard to comprehend. It really is. So why do we get access to the deal? It's because of our media platform. They want more eyeballs on this. They want to resell these houses faster. We can help them with that. And they want us to bring more capital in the future. Nobody's got a media company, and we do. So I always say success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. We've been working on this for 15 years. We now have a brand that's going to get you ahead of billionaires and give you a chance to invest in a deal that you wouldn't even know was happening. Even if you lived in Dubai, you don't even know this is going on. This is really for an elite group of people that get access, and what we're offering you is access. But let me be clear. It's not because of my pretty suits and my nice smile. It's because we bring media and capital to the table. Folks, some of you probably felt like Drake here on the top. You tried to invest in property on your own and you didn't have a good experience. Maybe you tried to buy one of those rental properties, and you rent it out, Jeffrey, Chris. I don't know if you guys ever tried that, right? And you find yourself cleaning toilets or fixing toilets on the weekend, right? And dealing with lousy tenants. And you're thinking, is this really my future? I don't know about you, but I never had any interest in that. But there's a better way. You can invest with us through a completely transparent SPV. You don't even have to come to Dubai. And my plan is to lock those returns in for you. Folks, the way to do it is to apply. If you go to londonreal.tv/Dubai, you will come to our luxury property investment circle page. All right. And then it's simple. You can see what we're doing there. You can watch my videos. You can see how excited I am about this. And again, most of my team is saying, Brian, what happened to you? We haven't seen you this pumped up since 4 years ago when you got into blockchain. And it's true. I've never seen such an incredible, powerful money-making opportunity as this. It's got high return and extremely low risk. These properties are backed by the underlying asset. That doesn't happen in tech companies. That doesn't happen in blockchain companies, but that happens here. So if you go to londonreal.tv/Dubai, in about 30 seconds, you can apply, name, email, phone number, 10 or 20 words why you want to join us. And right after, you need to book a call with myself and one of my team. And that's how you finish your application. From there, I start doing my research on you. Hugh, first of all, I figure out, have you ever been in one of my classes? Have you bought one of my programs? Have you watched my episodes? How long? Are you a 10-year OG London Reeler? Or are you just a recent convert? And I go to find out because I want to fill my group with OG London Reelers. I'm too old to deal with a bunch of nonsense by members who really aren't interested in this and aren't dedicated. I'm looking for people that want to spend the next 5, 10 years and make millions and tens of millions of dollars with us. That's what I'm looking to do. If you're one of those people, I'm interested. If you're not, please keep it moving. Go somewhere else. Folks, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London in 21 and 24. My last run, I ran on a pro crypto, pro freedom of speech platform. I love London, okay? But I gave it my best shot to try to fix that broken city, and it's not going to work, all right? So, what I've decided to do is vote with my feet. I could be in London right now complaining about my knife wound I just got in my belly, my iPhone that was just stolen from me, and the fact that I can't tell you what time it is because my watch is gone as well. I could be complaining about taxes. I could be complaining about everything, the broken health service, the woke government, or I could move myself to Dubai and make all of my members filthy rich. And I'd rather do the latter. So again, you make a choice. You can complain about where you are now, or you can complain that your investments last year probably didn't even beat inflation for most of you, or you can actually take some action and change it. Now, for the one of you on this call that maybe was smart enough to put your money in an S&P 500 fund, you made 15% last year, 1-5. Take out inflation, which is probably more like 4%, you make an 11% return. Congratulations. That and a buck 50 will get you on the subway, right? It ain't much. You come with us over 5 years, you're going to make 7.5 extra money. You decide. So we moved to Dubai. This is my studio here in London, Real in Dubai, and I've been meeting all the billionaires, the members of government, the venture capitalists, you name it. This is Carl Moon, that Bitcoin billionaire. This is Chris Crypto, another buddy of mine with a place on the Palm, luxury villa. And right now we're investing over $3 million into 6 different luxury refurbishment deals this quarter. You can join in or you can watch us all get wealthy, your choice. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. It's the world's first media-powered investment firm. This has never been built before. No one's ever taken a 15-year-old media company with 1 billion views and 5 million subscribers and put it together with a venture capital firm with 25, 50, $100 million in capital. When you put these things together, magic happens. It'd be like taking Fox Network and combining it with BlackRock. You're going to come up with synergies you never thought of before. And we did this. And like I said, magic happens. And this is magic. This is our portfolio of over 100 different AI and blockchain companies that we've invested in over the last 4 years. And some of these companies have gone on to become multi-billion-dollar protocols. This was Shrapnel. It was AI on the blockchain, was up 20x at launch, made my group a $4 million profit in 1 day. This is Shrapnel. We did a 20x in 20 days on this and made my group a $5 million profit. This is the Mochaverse. It's the digital ID system for a $7 billion conglomerate named Animoca Brands. This is the chairman, Yatsu, a good friend of mine. Did about 7 deals with him, and this token just keeps going up. This is our big win story protocol, up 42x. And one of our guys named Jose, who's in the investment club, and he's in the property circle, he put in 50,000 on this deal. He's sitting on a $2 million profit just himself. And we made $21 million for our group. And of course, a lot of people know this billion-dollar fund run by this guy named Dan Tapiero. He's making us a 4 to 8x on our money. We put $1 million in this thing. We're about to put another $1 million into his next fund. He's a legend. Our track record, it's second to none. Like, we're very, very good at this. And it's because we have the media combined with the capital. Now we're doing the same thing with Dubai luxury property. Folks, we've now invested over $25 million into over 100 deals. And I plan on doing another 25 million in the next 12 months in property. And then it's just going to scale up from there. 50, 100. I guess I got to say, Grant Cardone, I'm coming for you, man. 5 billion under management. Give me a few years. We're coming for you. Folks, I just got voted Best Venture Capitalist of the Year. I accepted this award in Dubai. And yes, Chris, I have a pink suit. You know, if you got a problem with that, you can come find me. You know, send me location. But no, I find that the brighter my suits are, the more deals I get because I tend to stand out when I go to these conferences. But it's nice to be recognized. The Global Family Office Summit recently gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award and recognized me for our investments in our media. And of course, in Dubai, when I walk around, a lot of the youngsters here know me as the old guy who laces his gloves up and slaps the crap out of those young punk kids that talk trash. You know, man, there's no manners these days, Zach, with these kids, you know? And every now and then you just got to show them who's boss. Should have the next fight coming up on May 1st. They get younger every time, Nikolaj. Last kid was 19. I mean, what am I supposed to do, right? I'm turning 55 this year, but it's all good. It's all good. Folks, how can we maximize our investment returns? I wake up every day thinking about that. How can we maximize the returns? And it reminds me of something that Ray Dalio said. Ray Dalio is a legend in the space, and he said that diversification is the holy grail of investing. And that's what we have our members do. This is a typical one of my investment club members and my property circle members. We would never, ever advise you to put 100% of your money into Dubai real estate. I would never, ever advise you to put 100% of your money in crypto or 100% into stocks or cash. These are stupid ideas. It's been mathematically proven you get higher returns the more diversified assets you have. So I would encourage you to put a percentage of your portfolio into a diversified asset like Dubai luxury property. You will make more money in the long run, especially if you're getting 60% a year. We think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. Does anybody like to live their life that way? Right? Just go make it happen. Stop wanting or wishing or complaining about it. And that's why we're here. We voted with our feet. We're on the ground and we're sourcing deals. That's what I'm doing. This is Ben Bendari. He is the top real estate broker in Dubai, which says a lot. Apparently there's 30, 40, 50,000 brokers in this city. He's also the star of $1 Million Listing season 1 and 2. It's one of these reality shows based on real estate. And here is Ben at the poster for season 2. And he's now world famous because of this reality show. And I got him on London Real and said to him, what's the best way for us to make money in this space? Now, you might be not surprised to know that he pointed me in this direction, but he also told me why Dubai, right? Why are people here? Why do people keep coming here? Why is this the place that everybody wants to be a part of? And I pushed him and he came up and this is what he told me.
How did Dubai become one of the top 5 real estate markets in the world?
There's many factors. The safety and the security is next level. You won't find it anywhere in the world. The leadership had a vision to basically attract foreign investment, to bring basically expats here, and to basically expand the culture, the tourism, and the city itself. His Highness, he's just created a marketing machine. And they've done a great job. I mean, I've seen it all right from the beginning, from 2002 up until today. You have to come here, you have to see it, you have to experience it to believe it.
And we're seeing a lot of billionaires and a lot of other high net worth people bring their families here, invest in properties.
There's really no comparison. You have 1,000 families moving to Dubai weekly. Everybody's looking to come here. Everyone's looking to move here because of tax reasons, because of safety, because of security, because they want to park their money somewhere safe as well. There's so many factors. I mean, the list goes on. We can just sit here till tomorrow morning. Everyone moves to Dubai. The money pours in because of the safety, because of the security, because of the stability.
1,000 families a week. Can you believe that, Chris? 1,000 families a week. How many of those people need a place to live, right? We don't need many for us to start making really money on that. Again, you see it more even this week. This place is probably one of the safest places to be right now. My takeaways from Ben: Dubai has safety and security, bar none. Like literally incredible. Not only is there zero crime, it's also probably one of the safest places to be in the world when it comes to anything happening to you. This leadership attracts investment and tons of it. Zero personal taxes, zero capital gains tax. It's a new playground for the wealthy and everybody in between. Everybody comes here from their country to make a better life. Whether you're a Deliveroo driver, an Uber driver, a crypto bro, or a soon to be $1 billion of investments under management, luxury property investor like me. We all come here because it's better than where we were. And that's what we love about it. So how do we create outsized returns in real estate? It's one thing, folks: deal flow. Trust me, you can lose money in real estate in this city. I know a lot of people that will. And I know somebody down the street that will sell you a piece of property that'll be a piece of garbage, right? Because for every fortune, there's a fugazi, right? And my job is to make sure that we find the correct deals. And that's why I've been coming here for the last 5 years, making deep connections with members of government, venture capitalists, crypto bros, influencers, you name it. I know them here. And they're all a great source of deals. I've been on stage interviewing the finest. I've premiered our award-winning documentary films here, and I've hung out with people like CZ here, who's worth a couple $100 billion. I really have my finger on the pulse of this place. Folks, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best, and that's us. And I'm going to bring you opportunities like this, where you're looking at a 60% return. I think it's probably this project's going to be done in 13 months. You're not going to find that anywhere else. You're not going to even know this deal exists. And again, think of the compounding. This is where I want you to focus. This isn't about one deal. This isn't about 2 deals. This is about 5 years of compounding interest. You want to put, 50 grand in? Okay, great. Let's make you $350,000. You want to put 100 grand in? Let's make you 750. You want to put 10 grand in? Great. Let's make you 75. Whatever you feel like, we can make happen. This is our investor portal. As soon as you join, if you are accepted, you'll get access to this portal. You'll see the deals. You can pledge how much you want to put in there. Next, we're going to get you KYC'd into our platform. And by the way, we use something called an SPV here, which stands for Special Purpose Vehicle. It basically holds a property inside of its own standalone legal entity. So you as an owner, you directly own the asset while also isolating all the risks from your personal wealth. It's a ring fence structure, provides stronger legal protection, cleaner tax treatment, and of course, easier financing, which helps juice our returns quite nicely. We got a platform that onboards you. We have a platform that runs the SPV. It's completely out of my hands. Once the deal closes, it's all done by an independent party. They do your payouts. It's perfect. It's what we've been using over the last 4 years. It works really well. Folks, how do you create generational wealth? You got to pull the trigger. Stop watching the world go by, right? Fortune favors the brave. It's all about action, right? And if you really want to be a part of this, you're going to have to do it. Now, if you want, test us out. Invest 10 grand, 20 grand, see how we do. Once you see that money come back in your bank account, you'll be like, okay, wow. Here, Brian, I want to double it. I want to double it. I want to keep my money. I want to let it ride. Okay, great. Start however you want, but start something because I don't see many of these opportunities. Last time I saw one was 4 years ago. Maybe I'll find one in another 4 years, but they don't come around that often. So when you see one, you have to jump on it. Folks, timing matters. If you wait, you're going to miss this. I think this market will be all but exploited in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, by then, I'll have another way to make money here. But in the meantime, let's strike, okay? Because this isn't exactly rocket science, right? Now, we're going to do it with the right people in the right way, but the word will get out. Of course, our SPVs can expand once they're filled. Early investors get priority. The deals close very fast. And once the allocations are gone, they are gone. Folks, I'm not looking for people that are not serious, all right? I want people that want to create a chunk of wealth over the next 5 to 10 years, who want access to these deals, not some theoretical course. It's not what I'm here to do. You want real assets, not speculation. That's really important. You want transparency. That's what we provide. You want an SPV ring fence structure. That's what we do. And you get access to real opportunities on the ground, something you'll never, ever see anywhere else. That's what we're delivering here. And of course, the only way to do it is to apply. You go to LeonardReal.tv/Dubai, spend 30 seconds, apply, book a call with one of my team. We'll let you know within 24 hours whether you're accepted. If you're not, sorry, keep it moving. If you are, I highly recommend you jump on that opportunity. You know, Zach, I see a future where we've got a few hundred people in here and all we do is reinvest our own capital. At some point, we probably will stop bringing in members because we won't need it. You know, we'll have $100 million and we'll just keep reinvesting it. But right now, this is an opportunity and you can jump in because you're a London Reeler. You're only invited to this call because you've been watching our shows for the last 5 years plus. That's the only reason you're here. What we're offering is a private membership, a lifetime of premium opportunities, a chance to build generational wealth, and for as little as $10,000, you can start with one of these deals. And that was really important for me. I wanted this to remove all of your normal excuses, right? And now there's no excuses, right? Because it's a minimum amount. And that's what I wanted this to do. So everybody can take part in this. There it is, folks. LeonardReal.tv/Dubai. This is the most powerful money-making opportunity I've ever seen, and I've seen it all. I've never seen anything with such high reward for such low risk. I just haven't. Sure, there's other deals where you could get even higher reward, but the risk is going to be way up there as well. And I want something that I can count on every single year as we multiply our money. Folks, here's that video I promised you. Go to LeonardReal.tv/replay. And you can learn how to invest in luxury Dubai real estate in 3 easy steps. Folks, I'd love to answer any questions. Was that helpful? Chris, helpful for you? Jeffrey, helpful? Everybody? Hugh? Good. Look, I love teaching this stuff. I'm so fired up. And look, it's been a crazy few days. I'm not going to lie to you, right? We got someone else in there, a Zoom attendee. Nice to see you. Send me your name. Look, it's been a crazy few days here, right? I've never really been, in one of these zones where there's like military action happening around you, right? I mean, okay, 9/11 happened, but I was in a taxi when the second plane went in the building. So like there wasn't any fire after that. And so I've never really been in this situation. And it's a bit weird at first, but then you start to kind of get used to it. Like you get used to anything kind of new. And I started to see where the benefits and opportunities are. And so I never thought of leaving. A lot of people ran. A lot of people, ran over to Oman and hired a private jet. And I'm in all the chats with the crypto bros, and they're trying to do this and trying to do that. And I'm just like, bro, where are you going? Where are you going to go? This is the greatest city in the world. Like, what are you running from? This is where it's happening here. And so some people stayed, and I got to learn a lot about some of the people. I won't lie to you, but I couldn't have been happier that I stayed here. And I'm going to continue to stay, and I'm going to help them build this incredible country into something amazing. And I love being a part of it. I love getting recognized. I mean, Zach, I sent you that video I did yesterday, right? I was dressed down to say the least, right? I mean, I'm in like a, an orange tank top shirt. And I just pulled out my phone and I wanted to kind of talk about how I was feeling. It was a 7 minute long video. I'm on X today, and all of these high level Emiratis are retweeting my video, right? And you got some, some dude, in a muscle shirt, and they're retweeting my message, and they're like, "Listen to Brian Rose of London Real. Listen to what he has to say about this place." And all I said was this: I said, "Look, this is the place to be. That's it. They have the vision. They keep people safe, and I've never been more excited to be in this town." I'll just say one more thing. They gave me my 10-year golden visa because I'm Brian Rose of London Real. They didn't ask me to invest in property. They didn't then make me go through some waiting list. They looked at me and said, Brian, you're an asset to this country. We would love for you to be a part of our future. And I mean, I'll be honest, the UK never told me that. No other country ever said that to me. And these people do because they recognize value and they want to build it in real time. And that's why I've gone all in here. And my job is really to create a bunch of wealth for all of you over the next few years. If there's any questions, could anybody just hit me up in the chat? Zach, let me get your thoughts really quick here. Zach runs our logistics. And if you reach out to us, you're probably going to have a call with him or myself. Zach, I'll get you unmuted. Just any thoughts and what's the best way for people to get a hold of you? I know you're super busy because we got people all over the world trying to join us, and it's like every single time zone. I think we got members now. What would you like them to know, Zach?
Absolutely. Brian, appreciate you. And, I think you said it very well, londonreal.tv/Dubai. If you've liked what you've heard Brian say today, now is the time to apply. As Brian mentioned, slots are filling up very quickly here. So I think I've spoken to a few of you, Chris, Jeffrey. I know that you're on the calendar already. Nicolaj already had a conversation. Anybody else that's looking to get involved or have liked what Brian said today, londonreal.tv/Dubai. Let's have a conversation and let's see if it makes sense for you.
Yeah, and also, Zach, if they want to book a call with you tonight, what's the best way to do that? If they want to just talk to you right away.
I'm going to drop a link here, and this is a special link, Brian. I'm going to drop a link in the chat for all of you that would like to book a conversation directly with me. Cut straight into the line, straight to the chase. Speak with a conversation with me today.
Okay, you're dropping that in the main chat as well, right? Okay. Yeah, we had two people on the class last week. I mean, they saw it and they were like, Brian, I just want to join now. I don't want to wait. And I was just like, okay, fine. And they talked to Zach that night and they joined. So that's his calendar link. I think he's still got one or two spaces free tonight, and he can talk to you about it. It's happening fast. Also, we still have a tiny bit of allocation in this current deal if you want it. If you don't, somebody else wants it. But like if you want to jump in for 10 or 20 grand and get in on the 60% deal, we can get you in. So just something to think about. But again, we're doing this for the next 5 or 10 years, but that's just a little bit of a perk. If anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. I've done this presentation a few times. So the idea is I've structured it to where I've in the past answered all the questions. So hopefully there's nothing there. Again, what we're doing here is really simple, right? How many people here have been to Dubai, by the way? Raise your hand if you've been here. Marianne, have you been here? Jeffrey? Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Okay. So it's like 2 out of 7 or 8, which, yeah, okay. It's pretty high, actually. Sometimes I get 1 out of 10. How many people know that something special is happening in Dubai? Just raise your hand, right? You know something's going on there, right? And so what I found with people is they're like, okay, Brian Rose, we know you from London Real. We know you've been around for 15 years. We know you have a history of Wall Street. We know you've had this investment club. Okay. Brian's going to Dubai. He's actually leaving London. Why is he doing that? Okay, he's doing it for a reason. Next, 40 to 90% returns. Next, real estate. Most people are comfortable with real estate because they own some, or they own multiple pieces. And then they're like, wait a second, these returns look high, and they are high. Something is clicking here. And most people right away, they're like, okay, this is something I want to look into. And it's honestly been one of the most successful products we've ever created in the last few months because I think it's simple. Now, The execution is complicated, but that's my job. So let me worry about the deals and the developers and making sure they stay on time. We got the reality show that's going to keep them, on point as well. And all you have to do is just decide how much you want on the deal. One last thing. We're having an investor day April 27th. So if you're a member of the group, you can come see me. We're going to hang out for the day. We're going to visit all of our projects. I'm going to show you all the cool neighborhoods. We're having dinner here. It's going to be amazing. So I just want to offer that to people just so you can kind of see what's going on. But otherwise, you don't have to be involved. You don't have to be here. You don't need a residency. You don't need a bank account here. All of that's handled by us. And all we're going to do is multiply that capital. So there you go, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope I answered some questions. For me, it was really nice to talk about this, to be honest, because I haven't really got to sit down in one fell swoop and explain how I'm feeling the last few days. But for me, it really encapsulates how I'm even more bullish on this place going forward. That's it. The links are in the calendar. Book that call with Zach, and I'll leave this call open for a few minutes in case you want to click on those links or check in or send me a message. I'll keep things open. But that's it. Thank you all. I hope we see you on the inside. Pull the trigger. Let's go, folks. Take care. Bye.